Hey yo yo.
Back, Hir-O.
Yo, check it. This my special attack, 100 swords, 100 episodes, and here's to 100 more. Who got next? Place your change on the cabinet. Air Combo University graduates juggle my enemies before tagging in the Masters Hero. Pros in action, toe tagging champions getting active. The message will always get near you. Return to the dream team, Spider-Man and Strider hear you. When the mask is on, I can't promise Cyclops to keep his glasses on. The handshake was potent. The inner glow shown as a mega optic blast, trailing behind the Shinku Hadouken. How you gon' dodge both of them? Blast you down to the last atom. Best regards from the proton cannon you couldn't fathom. If you were raised on gaming and put a controller up, I'm old enough to study the meta before I bless you. We understood space in the dash clean. Now we need the Justin Wong poster right next to the pro athletes. Final justice like a primary lotus from out the sky. Stars and stripes reminding you racism is still alive. Bring a plasma sword to a gunfight. Hayato, bring a hurricane kick. Tatsumaki Sentakyu. One time for all my otakus who played the console till their eyes closing. Probably forgot to study for their finals. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Welcome to the SwordCast. SwordCast. My wordplay, my sword play when blades clash. Boom.
Boom.
Episode 116.
Sure.
Yeah, why not? Something like that.
No headphones today because whatever. Shit just stopped working, so whatever.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. Can they hear
we'll
you?
Find
Yeah,
out.
we'll find out in like an hour.
When an episode comes out.
Yeah.
Episode 116. It's late.
Yeah.
It's kind of late, man.
Later than a motherfucker.
But yeah, bro. Let's go. What are you into currently, my friend?
Dog, just being an adult and just paying for stuff. That shit trash, dog. That's not. They don't tell you that about home ownership. Like
They don't tell you anything. They're too busy teaching you to solve for X.
Yeah. Well, how about you solve for basement? How about you solve for kitchen line drain? How about you solve for fucking lawn maintenance?
Hey man, how about you solve for credit score?
All right.
How about you solve for rent and car payments and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do know what you're saying.
They don't tell you that stuff, man. It's kind of like, you know,
shit weak. Weak.
Being an adult, it's the most overrated thing in the world.
Yeah.
When you're a kid, can't wait to grow up, and then when you grow up, you can't wait to
for what?
Be a kid again.
Yeah. It's cool. I mean, I can do whatever I want. Every now and then, there's a redeeming factor where it's like you think about, like, man, I really want, like, I don't know. I really want to go and get some ice cream. And you think, like, man, I wish I could go to get some ice cream.
And then you're like, wait a minute.
I'm grown. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I get in my car and I'm about to go do that because I'm grown.
Or like I told you, a moment I had with that same thought is like going to see a wrestling show. So, you know what I'm saying? When you're a kid, it's like your dream to have your parents give you some tickets and go. But then a few years ago, I was just kind of like, man, I really want to go. I really want to go to that wrestling show. And I was like, wait a minute. I'm an adult.
Yeah.
I can totally just go
buy
get a
it,
ticket
purchase.
And go. You know what I mean?
Drive.
So, that was cool. Speaking of tickets, I've been trying to get me and Hir-O 2 tickets to the AEW New Japan Forbidden Door show in Chicago. It's been an absolute nightmare. The pre-sale tickets went on sale. Them joints sold out instantly. Then the regular tickets went on sale. And I was on the site for like 3 hours, and it was doing this thing. Every time I would find two
tickets. I put them in my cart and I would go purchase them. And every time I went to pay for them, it would say these tickets are sold out. And I just kept doing it. Remember, I was sending you tickets. And you're like, yeah, pull the trigger. And I'm like, all right, cool. No, it just kept doing it. Hey, you want to go to the show? Oh,
gotta be quicker than that.
gotta be quicker than that. Stupid nerd.
Bot.exe has purchased every ticket. Fucking
Robot Wrestling Fan.exe has bought all tickets.
right. That shit's so whack. Why
Bro,
can't they stop
I seriously
these
don't
bots?
know. They can't. I don't know. It's so annoying.
It's like ruining everything.
Bro, it is because
the world. It's ruining the entire world.
Because now, like, the tickets that normally would have been like $80 are like $3,000.
Right. $7,000. Bro, I mean, if you're like into sneakers, you can't get shoes anymore. You can't get PS5s, nothing.
It's so interesting that you say that because my son's birthday was on Friday.
Oh yeah.
May 6th, and he's starting to, get into shoes, and he wanted this pair of Jordans. He's never had a pair of Jordans, so he's like, he wanted a pair of Jordans. And I'm so far removed from the shoe game.
Yeah.
I'm sitting up here like,
okay, gonna go to Foot Locker.
I'm sorry, what? You can't just go buy shoes now?
All right.
Like, how do you do this? So I had to hit up my boy who's a sneakerhead still, and he's like putting me on the new and I was like, bro, what is this like?
What are we trading crypto?
This
fucking trying to get some shoes.
It's crazy.
Ridiculous.
It's like buying drugs now. You
right.
know what I'm saying?
You gotta have a secret website and fucking get into the dark web to fucking wait in line and
it's nuts, bro.
Like, bro, it's just shoes.
It's
and it makes it even harder. The point was all of that stuff is harder now because of bots.
Yeah.
And
all because of .exe.
If you're into gaming PCs, same thing, and that's a double whammy because they're using bots to buy high-end computer parts to make more bots to mine crypto. It's just fucking endless fucking.
Hey man, yeah, hey man, yeah.
I didn't mean to press that, but it's every now and then.
Yeah, right. Skynet.
Right. It's like a never-ending loop of just like not giving you a chance to participate.
Oh my goodness.
I straight up. Well, I mean, I guess I'm speaking of this sound. The reason why I learned that tidbit is because I was trying to find like parts to build a PC specifically for Cyberpunk. Actually, well, I mean,
I remember that you were talking about.
I would have been fine because the Cyberpunk version of the game was good, but like still, all things considered, it wouldn't have been worth it. Would not have been worth it, bro.
Oh man.
Also, I've been into. I am starting to rededicate myself to reading new comics now.
Oh, nice.
But you're not gonna like this next part. I don't have time to buy paper, so I bought like
digital subscription.
Yeah, I literally bought a Kindle so I can read them on my joint. Yeah, straight up bought a Kindle so that I can read. What am I reading? How the fuck you turn?
I think I stopped myself before I actually did it, but I definitely was like gonna try to take headphones off before I went to get that.
Yeah.
And there's no headphones. This dude bought a piece of technology instead of paper.
Nah, I'm not, bro. I got them all right here. I got Infinity comic books right here. So I'm rereading House of X, Powers of X. I'm about to start reading Children of the Atom. About to start reading the new Miles Morales run. I started reading Static Shock.
I was gonna say you should check out that Static Shock run. That's good.
That's not in my subscription. I gotta pay $5 per episode or per issue, which is, bro. When the fuck did comics get that expensive,
bro? Like
it must have been a long time since I been a weekly reader.
Oh yeah, the mugs used to be like.
It used to be like 89 cents or something. What are we, 70 years old? Fucking hell. Jesus Christ.
I saw this tweet. It said, I'm at that age now where I feel like I'm I'm at that age now where things I feel like were a couple years ago were actually in 2003.
Which was like 20 years ago. I read something that said when people are saying things like, "Oh, that happened 2 decades ago," and our brain is automatically thinking 1980, but no, they're actually talking about 2000.
Ow.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was 20 years ago. That was 22 years ago.
That was even more extreme than I thought.
Yeah, no, it hurts when you put that person, because I bet you, 20 years ago, in the 80s. Nah, bro. That was 40 years ago.
Actually 40 years ago, you old decrepit
fart. Yeah, that's what I've been into, bro. Comics and spending money on adult stuff, and then spending more money on kid stuff like comics.
You gotta have some balance, man.
Yeah.
You gotta balance it out. You already know what I've been into, man. I'm almost done with Vagabond, and I'm about to be sad. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm kind of embarrassed at how quick I have. Bro, there's like 380 chapters or something of this, and I'm on the last book. I'm on the very last one. So, but yeah, it's favorite manga ever. Easy. It's incredible. The Musashi, the character, best character development like ever, hands down. This guy, it's just amazing, man. To see like what he's become towards the end of the story. You know what I mean? He very, the whole story is about him wanting to reach, wanting to become invincible under the heavens, right? And wanting to reach this invincibility and like wanting to be strong and it goes from that to him basically referring, he learns from all the people he fights. He learns from the old masters, but there's two masters who really like drive home these lessons to him, and CXVI and I can't remember the other one's name. But there's a monk too, and they their consciousnesses are in his head all the time, and they like talk to him and stuff. And basically, it's like he goes from wanting to be this invincible swordsman, and he does it finally. And then because what happens is, I told you guys in the Discord, man, he goes through all these opponents, but the big fight is him versus 70 of the Yoshioka samurai. 70.
That's a lot.
Because and this was my favorite part in the whole story. He goes there. What happens is there's a guy who's second in line of the Yoshioka clan. This dude named Din Shinshiro, and they had met a year prior, and this was when Musashi was still like a savage beast. You know what I'm saying? And the guy was like, come back in a year when you're stronger. I want to see you in a year. But that year was so different to the two of them. Like that year, Musashi just became a completely different person, and he beats this guy very easily. And then before he beats him, his brother, who was the leader, who was like supposed to be untouchable, beats him. You know what I'm saying? Kills him, and it's just like after that, the whole clan, they're like, all right, we can't let it get out that he did this, so we're not gonna let him leave. We're not gonna let him leave Kyoto, basically. So
kill you.
So it's 70, all 70 of the samurai against him, and it's just the greatest fight ever. And like I said, man, once this battle's over, he starts to realize, like, invincible is just like a mirage, like I did it, but now what? You know what I mean?
Right.
It's just gonna keep, like, you always refer to things as like keep moving the goalposts, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's just like now he's at this point where, he's got a crippling leg injury and he uses the cane to walk, but now he's got all these people that just kind of run up on him like, hey, you Miyamoto Musashi, like, and they just try to kill him.
Bro, go away.
And now he's starting to, like, it's just, bro, it's amazing. Because now he's like, he went from wanting to, be this like untouchable, like famous, invincible swordsman to now he's like kind of questioning the life that he led and like all the people that he killed. And it's incredible, man. Just the best thing I've ever read. So I've been into that, obviously.
Boom.
Oh, and then I forgot. He does this thing now since he's got the injury where he draws a circle and he just tells the people, like, look, and he just says, I won't attack if you don't enter the circle. You know what I'm saying? And then he's like, and he like tells him, like, please don't enter the circle. Like, I'm not gonna chase you if you run. I don't want to fight. I'm not looking to fight anymore. Because, like I said, he has reached the point of like real strength, right? Where and he asked himself this question a bunch of chapters ago. Where he's kind of like, yo, is the point to arrive to a place where you don't even need to fight? Like, there's no need to fight. You know what I mean? That's kind of where he's at now. But these cats keep running in the circle, getting turned to zucchini.
Right. Put into the spiralizer.
Yeah, that. And then I told you, man, I've been getting into some of the Akira Kurosawa old school samurai films, man, and I when I was in college, I had a film study class, and I watched a few of them, back then, but now, like, I've been binging them, and reading Vagabond really made me want to go back and start watching them, and now I've just seen like all of them, and I love him. Toshiro Mifune, man, he was like just amazing. You know what I'm saying? These are movies came out like the 50s and the 60s.
Yeah.
And this guy is an amazing actor, amazing like sword skills too. That even compared to stuff now, like you watch and it's like still super impressive. So yeah, I really loved Yojimbo and Sanjuro and Seven Samurai. There's some really just, these movies are amazing. And I was talking to you and I was like legitimately kind of frustrated because I'm like, yo, why are these old Akira Kurosawa samurai films better, so much better than like, because like this isn't like wuxia, right? Like there's not a lot of the newer, like more current samurai films they're not that good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, samurai.
There's not a lot of good ones, and I mean, like you said, you were like, these Akira Kurosawa understood this better than anybody else. But a lot of them that came out around that time were trash too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all of these. It's hard to make a samurai film, man. Like I think it's hard for Americans to both make and watch samurai films because it's a very Japanese concept where the battle is not really based on action. Like the battle is mental. Mm-hmm. Like I forget which anime or which there's some show or game or something where like there's a battle that takes it was actually Sherlock Holmes where Robert Downey Jr. and or Sherlock Holmes and fucking Moriarty like fight each other mentally first, and like they both realize like, all right, so like it was actually pretty dope. A lot of people don't like this movie, but I thought it was an interesting concept. They both, from the audience perspective, you got to see the fight, but from their perspective, it was both happening in their head, and they both realized like, wait, the only way this is gonna end is if we both kill each other. Yeah. So like, we may as well not even fight.
Yeah, that happens in Hir-O, the Jet Li movie.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Him and Donnie Yen have like
Donnie.
Best fight scene in the whole movie, but it never really happened in their heads.
So the point is, like, these, the whole philosophy of the samurai is based in like like serenity and discipline, and like Bushido, like this warrior concept is not really about fighting. It's about like finding peace where like the martial art and the martial part of the art is like a language to be spoken to find peace. And so the battles are about like having that conversation without words, just like the standoff, right? Just like the old, I mean, that's why they compare old Western films to samurai films so often. It's because of like the sundown shootouts or whatever you call them. The when you draw, I forget what those are called.
Cowboy.
Everybody, I mean, we're gonna get yelled at because we're
Hey,
stupid.
well, actually,
the duels, the duels.
Showdown, a duel.
Yeah, so samurai fights are like that. They're over in 2, 3, 4 movements tops.
Yeah, and that's how a lot of the fights in Vagabond are. And there's one of the ones I was just referring to with Den Shitsuro, when it's like, so this guy's already kind of looking at Musashi and he can just tell, you know what I mean? Like he's out of my league. Like he's so different than he was last year. And like you said, it's decided mentally, right? And the guy keeps changing his sword stance. And every time he changes it, Musashi just plays out a scenario in his head where he's like, I'd kill him like this. I'd kill him like this. If he did that, I'd do this. If he did that, I'd kill him like this. And it just keeps showing you all these different ways that he would kill him based on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Then once he does that, he literally says out loud to him, he says, yo, like, are you sure you want to do this? Because, like, this is basically light work for me.
Right. I will destroy you.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy, man. But yeah, so love the old black and white Akira Kurosawa films, man. But real quick wrestling recap. I mean, AEW's been on fire. We got obviously what's the pay-per-view that's coming up? Can't remember.
Besides the New Japan one?
Yeah, because we're about to get CM Punk, Adam Page. CM Punk's finally going to get a title shot. I think a lot of people think that CM Punk is going to actually win the title.
I think so. I think he will.
I mean,
I don't particularly care for that, but I think that's what's going to happen.
I don't either. I think I don't think it's a bad move. I think, especially going into all this New Japan stuff, I think CM Punk's kind of a good champion to have while, you know what I mean, while we're about to do the whole Forbidden Door thing with New Japan.
Mm-hmm.
I just think having him as champ, you know, and like, remember I said, like, put some titles on the line at this show, you know.
Yeah.
And I think him being champ it's a good look for them. But New Japan had Wrestling Dentaku last weekend, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, Tanahashi versus Ishii that's my favorite match of the year right now.
Wow.
Yeah, definitely go out of your way to watch that one. That's like one match that I'll recommend right now for this year. Tanahashi's like 100 years old, and this dude is the greatest wrestler of all time, like flat out. This dude still goes at a super high clip. This match was amazing. It's my favorite match so far this year. Then you had a lot of Bullet Club stuff. Dentaku's usually the Bullet Club like anniversary show. So there's a lot of Bullet Club stuff. Like Jay White came back. Juice Robinson joined Bullet Club. A lot of.
I thought he was already in there. No,
nah, he wasn't. He was with Chaos, and he's a Bullet Club guy now. And just a lot of Bullet Club guys won belts too. Ishimori is the junior champ now. So I mean, you know, Bullet Club, it's a merch mover. You
yeah,
know what I'm saying?
it is for sure.
So, but I mean, I think it's a good look. I think New Japan needs to get Bullet Club back. It's never going to be what it once was, but I think that it's important that they try to rekindle that flame for that company. Gallows and Anderson came back, that was dope and unexpected.
You know what? I honestly, I don't think it's ever going to be back to what it was, but I think they have a better chance than they ever have before of getting close because it's a gaijin group. Most of them speak English. Like they got a perfect foil in AEW. Like a Bullet Club AEW like invasion would just be perfect, bro.
Right. No, I agree, man. So, boom, there's that. But let's talk about part of the meat and potatoes of this episode. Are we gonna get all the way into it? I mean,
I'm down, bro. I'm down.
Hey, man. All right, that's fine.
You can't not talk about it without talking about it. So here's
spoiler.
Super spoilers.
Shout out to the homie Malfred, aka Steamboy. I think he just saw Doctor Strange today, so he will be able to.
Just barely made it, bro.
He barely made the cut. But yeah, man, let's go. Doctor Strange, Multiverse of Madness, horror movie. What did you think, man?
All right, let me pull up my notes.
Professor Dr. Hir-O.
I'll say, first of all, I liked it a lot more than I think a lot of people did. I liked it better than the critics did. A lot of people said it was all right. A lot of people said it was good. I thought it was more than good. I thought it was, if I had to give it a rating out of 10, I would have gave it an 8. I liked it better than the most recent Spider-Man.
I did too. I really liked it. Thought it was good. I liked it better than Spider-Man as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I've been kind of hard on the Spider-Man movies. I don't know if it's because I'm just expecting something that they're just not giving me.
They're not going to do that, bro. They're not giving you martial arts Spider-Man, dog. They're not doing it. Because even like what you're asking for, it exists, but even like amongst... Even in the comics, it's like not that common.
I just want Peter to scrap. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna do Spider-Man stuff, bro. He gonna web sling all over the place and fucking hit you with garbage with manhole
sewer tops.
Fucking people up with them bitches.
Bro, that
hit you
would
with
kill
manhole covers and
that would kill you. So
right,
bad.
Knock your head clean off.
Also, like if Peter full force punched you, your head would explode.
Fucking knock your head clean off your shoulders. Spider-Man, goddammit, strong as fuck. So I liked it. I would give it between an 8 and an 8.25 out of 10. I thought that I'm not really sure. I don't know. I always say this. I'm not sure what people were expecting. I thought it did its job. I got a lot to say about this. So let me organize my thoughts. First of all, God damn it, I was right as fuck about the future of the X-Men. The future of the whole MCU.
No, you sure were.
And I'm not talking about just a little bit. And I'm not even talking about like, after they dropped the hits. Nah, bro. We called this shit like 3 years ago, bro. Bang. We called this even before the Thanos saga ended. We already called the only option that they have is Secret Wars. That's it. Yep. It's the only option that they have. So we called that shit super a long time ago, and it looks like and one of my favorite comic book runs ever is 2015 Jonathan Hickman's Secret Wars, and it looks like they're really, really trying to set up for that. So I was right as heck about the future of the MCU. I think that there's a very, very easy layup to get everybody, and I'm gonna go into this in a second. To get everybody in, all you got to do is just not miss. Don't overthink it. Just take the layup. It's wide open. Make the easy pass and just score. It's really easy.
Finish.
So I will say, and here's where we're gonna get into some super spoilers. I was disappointed but not surprised at the cameos that we saw and how that went, right? Especially the X-Men, right? I was not surprised, but a little disappointed that was just that they were just cameos, right? And I want to make sure that I say this on wax. This was not the introduction of the X-Men into the MCU. It was not.
No,
it was not.
Absolutely not.
It was not the introduction to. I don't really care as much about the Fantastic Four, but it wasn't the inclusion or the introduction of the Fantastic Four either. It wasn't quite on the same level as like the WandaVision Quicksilver troll It wasn't quite that bad, but it was kind
was
of
a troll.
It was. I wouldn't say it was a troll. It was a. This is that thing y'all wanted. Not quite though. Not quite ready. It was kind of like, all right, bro, what are we doing here?
We hate you guys.
So the good news is though, they did give us very clearly a path to how and when the X-Men are going to show up. And unfortunately, and this is a little disappointing for me, I think it's further away than I would like. I think that here's what needs to happen in order for it to get to where I want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
You need to build up to the new Thanos, right? The new Thanos level event. And this is another one that's unfortunate, and this is something that Edmund and I talked about, and we talked about it on the pod as well. I think they're gonna take Kang and put him in the role of God Doom. I think.
Think so?
I think that's what they're gonna do.
I think I can. Yeah.
And so I was talking to Edmund. He mentioned this as well, which is it's a good idea because they got enough time. Because I'm thinking that this is gonna end with whatever the final, like the battle world and like however they overcome this incursion. That's probably 5-6 years away. So they got time to establish Doctor Doom. And they might be able to do a thing where like, hey, Kang seems like he's going to be the big bad and Doom is sort of the mid boss. And then Doom does some Doom shit and pulls the rug from under him at the last second. Like that could still happen.
That could happen. That would be dope.
And
in true Doom fashion.
For sure. Absolutely. Totally on brand for him. So what I think we're going to see, I do think we might see the X-Men early, but it's not going to be the way that we want to. I think we're going to get like some movies in the future as we lead up to Avengers 8 or 7 or whatever that's going to end up with this incursion, and you're going to see so essentially what they're going to set up is the MCU 616 universe. They've already set up the incursions where two universes collide into one another. They've directly named that, which to me feels like a smoking gun, like they have to do it now.
Yeah, and that was before you keep that's one thing I thought I think we called that too actually.
Yeah.
And you know once we saw that they were getting into the Illuminati thing, which we also called that, the incursion thing was obviously in connection with that, and I thought that was dope that they went with that too. 'Cause man, how many times have we bigged up that whole Infinity storyline and that timeline of Marvel Comics?
It's a dope
one of the best years for Marvel stuff around that time. That was what 2000.
Like I think Infinity was like 2012 and 2013
around that time. Yeah,
and then Secret Wars was 2015.
So this is in the
X-Men versus Avengers 2012.
Yeah, this is the X-Men versus Avengers. This is the incursion storyline, like leading to the Secret Wars, and you got the Illuminati stuff, and Thanos and Black Order. Like this is all came into the picture around the same time. So really, really, really dope.
So I think what you might see for X-Men fans who are getting impatient, what you're likely going to see as they set up this main event, this main story where you have Thanos or Kang in this case, who's going to end up being the big bad, and you set up these incursions where you have these universes that are incurring on one another. And if in the Secret Wars storyline, you'll learn that the only way to prevent an incursion, one of the only ways, is to destroy the other Earth or destroy the other universe. So it's very likely that we might see movies that feature like other universes, and in some of those movies, we might start to get some of the casting. You might see Wolverine, you might see Cyclops, you might see whatever, but it won't be in significant roles, right? It'll be like they may even serve the purpose of like the villain, the antagonist, because they would represent this other universe. And here's the layup that I was talking about. So if you've read the Secret Wars comic, you know how it ends. There's the battle world situation where the universe does incur on one another, God Doom, and there's the whole thing about the Beyonders, which is a whole different story. Y'all gonna have to read it yourselves to figure it out. But Doom somehow did Dr. Doom shit and stole the power of the Beyonders and was able to save parts of the multiverse and put them together into one pocket dimension, the battle world, where he was ruling. And then Thor and some other folks overthrew him, and they reset the entire comic book continuum where they basically combined the Ultimate Universe and the 616 universe together into one concurrent timeline. That's why you have Peter Parker and Miles Morales existing at the same time now, because Miles was originally from Ultimate Universe. So they've literally done this to be a soft reboot in the comics already. The only way that you can do without having to come up with some cockamamie story about how the X-Men were just hiding the whole time.
Right.
You have to merge a universe together where they had already existed. And then this is a perfect opportunity to do sort of a soft reset of the Marvel universe where you got everybody already there. You got the Avengers there, you got the X-Men there, you got Spider-Man there. If Sony signs that fucking check, which you know they will. They're not about to miss out on that money.
Too much money.
You got the Fantastic Four already there. You got Kang out of the way. Now you can build up Doom. Now you can build up House of M. You can build up Decimation. You can build up House of X, Powers of X, right? That would obviously be way down the line, but now you've got a whole universe where all of the Marvel players are together and you can like tell the stories the way that they need to be told.
Right.
That's the layup, bro. Don't overthink it. My fear is that they're gonna be like, well, I'm just gonna kind of do my own thing and just kind of whoop. Like, no. It's y'all already setting it up. Just do it. So what if nerds like me know that it's coming? It's fine.
It's all right, man.
It's all right. A lot of these other idiots don't fucking know what's going on. They love this shit. There's fewer of us than there are them. Like, don't worry about what the fuck we think. We gonna buy the tickets regardless.
Facts.
So I thought it was good, and I see the blueprint. Like I feel vindicated that you know we called out exactly how they were going to do it, and I felt like it was a smart decision. It seems like the easiest way to go, and so now, as long as they don't overthink it and just lay the ball up, we may be in a position where we got some good stories. The X-Men coming back, Fantastic Four coming back. It's a lot of really dope stories to tell, so I'm excited about it. And so for that reason, I thought it was better than a lot of people might have.
Okay.
Oh wait, there's one more thing.
Boy.
Now, Wanda, she did a lot of amazing stuff in this movie, and I can already hear, boy.
She did, but we need to. Everybody, look, man. Everybody that loves Thanos, we been said in that first in Infinity War, if Wanda was ready, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
she could have handled that whole situation by herself.
For sure.
Easy.
For sure. I don't want y'all niggas to get it twisted though, especially since the X-Men are coming back. I can already hear the slander against Jean Grey. It's about to get out of hand. So sure, this version of Wanda, that version is pretty impressive. That's a planetary level reality warper who is every bit a match for Jean Grey. With the Phoenix Forks though, you gotta be out of your fucking mind, dog. I don't want to hear it. Y'all be quiet. Don't disrespect the queen. White Phoenix of the Crown is the most powerful of the two and one of the top 2 or 3 or 4 most powerful beings in all of comic books. Unless your name is the one above all or fucking Jobo Tupaki, then you not fucking with her.
Hey, Jobo Tupaki.
No, y'all niggas, if y'all ain't seen this movie yet, y'all need to stop playing around. I don't want to hear shit about Goku, Broly, Sailor Moon, Saiya Saint, Saitama, fucking All Might. I don't want to hear nothing. Just be quiet and go watch everything everywhere all at once and just be quiet. Like it's a wrap.
Give me explosion.
Right.
But yeah, man, I too enjoyed this movie. Is it my top 5 or something like that? No. Is it in my top 10 MCU movies? I don't know. Maybe. But I did like it. Enjoyed it. Like I said, I liked it more than Spider-Man, the new Spider-Man movie. It was good, man. Wanda did Scarlet Witch very, 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 very right.
Yeah, she was OP as hell.
She was OP. It was dope to see. Love the Illuminati stuff. Love the Incursion stuff. I'm excited about where this is headed. But real quick, give me something that you would have liked to see in Multiverse of Madness, but you think it would have been too sweaty for them to put it in there.
I mean, I would have liked them to just go for it, bro. Like, don't don't fuck around. Like, let's start the fucking incursion Secret War stuff now.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta wait for Loki. We gotta wait for Ant-Man. We gotta wait for them to establish Kang more. But fuck it, bro. Like, we should
just go for it.
Go for it. I mean, we could have introduced Doctor Doom. I mean, I wish they hadn't killed off all the sweet characters that I've been waiting for.
Yeah,
like,
that was annoying. But I mean, also we also gotta know that they exist in other universes too. So.
That's the reason why the layup is still there. Like, what this movie did a good job of doing is establishing that, like, if you exist in one universe, then you probably exist in like an infinite amount.
For sure.
So therefore, the X-Men exist in the MCU. We just haven't seen them yet.
Right. So with that said, do you think, are we getting rid of the concept of like a Nexus being, or is that still a thing?
Yeah, I think I feel like they fucked themselves a little bit on that definition, because I think one of it's different. The MCU's definition is different from the comic, but I'm not sure which one is which. One of them means in either the comic or the MCU,
so in the comics,
it's only one of them.
Yeah.
Is that the comics?
I think that's in the comics, but it seems like in the movies, it seems like in the films, they're referring to a Nexus being as just you exist in other universes, but you still are like you. Like, you may have turned out different, but like Scarlet Witch isn't going to be in another universe without powers. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. It was unclear.
It's not.
I didn't really understand
It's not clear at all. That's why I was.
I think they might have like retconned it a little bit.
Yeah. We'll see, I guess. For me, man, I think it would have been cool to do like something crazy, like an Age of Apocalypse X-Men.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying? It could have been. It could have been like it could have went there or something, and it could have been like the Age of Apocalypse X-Men, something like that would have been dope. But perhaps too sweaty for you non-comic book reading.
Speaking of sweaty, though, I do have a gripe. I got dog. This is really sweaty, bro.
Oh.
And it's arguable. Some other nerd, some bigger nerd is gonna tell me that even I'm wrong, but I don't know. I would challenge him on it. I think these niggas got Black Bolt's power wrong a little bit.
I know that he does do that. I know that he can literally destroy.
Well, this is. I'm telling you, bro. It's real sweaty. His power is definitely like hypersonic, like it controlled by his voice, but it actually is not like loud. Like it doesn't come from his mouth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like so technically, if you look up the power, his actual power is like quote unquote electron manipulation that is turned on by his speech processor in his brain. So when he talks, his power activates. But if his mouth were to go away, based on the way that I understand his power, it wouldn't have mattered. It wouldn't have like backfired and made his head explode, because it doesn't have anything to do with his voice. It has everything to do with like him being able to like focus his I don't fucking magic and like but like the thing that makes his power work is like the speech center in his brain. So whether he talks or not is irrelevant. It's like but it was cool how they did it. Like when he killed Doctor Strange, that was dope. That was really, really cool. Yeah, but also, cool. I don't know about that. I thought that the way that Scarlet Witch killed him was kind of hacks a little bit.
Yeah, no, I ain't mad at it. I feel you on that.
I did like to see that that the only person that was really a match for her was Captain Marvel.
Yeah, I like that. That was cool,
like,
man.
Yeah, she kind of won on like, a TKO almost.
Shout out to MCU for sticking to their guns, man. Like, yo, you better get out here and watch these shows on Disney Plus.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They matter. Going on. You know what I mean? They matter. Saw a lot of what if stuff in the movie too. Yep. But overall, man, I liked it. What would you give it out of 10?
8 to a 8.25.
Same here. I think I'll give it a 8.25, which is a good score. Yeah. IGN would give it a 7.
Yeah. There are no other ratings on IGN. Everything is a 7.
All right, man, real quick, I got some rapid fire superhero film questions for you.
Boom.
Are you ready?
Yes.
Don't think about your answers. Ready? All right, let's go. Greatest superhero movie of all time.
Oh, shit. Logan. How about that? I know, right? How about
Like,
that? We'll
Favorite
change it up a little bit.
superhero movie of all time.
Black Panther. I'm black. I'm sorry.
Favorite current superhero movie.
Shang-Chi.
Nice. Favorite superhero movie character. So they got to be from a film, not including their comic book version.
Wait, say it again.
Favorite superhero movie character.
Just in the movie.
Yeah.
I got Shang-Chi.
Nice. MCU or DCU?
Bro, come on. What the fuck? Ain't no DCE right now. It's over. It's a wrap.
Most underrated superhero movie.
Underrated. They all got like fucking 10 out of 10 and made $1 billion, so they're all good. Fuck. Okay, no, actually, no, I got a good one.
Okay.
Days of Future Past.
Oh, the X-Men movie?
Yeah, that was like one of like 2 actually really good X-Men movies.
Okay. Most overrated superhero movie.
Fucking Iron Man 3. That shit was trash. I'm sorry, Josh, or whoever. Somebody said it was good.
I didn't like any
That
of
shit
the
was
Iron
whack.
Man movies except the first one. Favorite superhero movie fight. Fight.
Iron Man. Sorry, Cap versus fucking Bucky.
Oh man, that fight was so sweet. On the highway.
On the highway. Also, Black Panther versus Bucky.
Black Panther on the rooftop.
And on the freeway on the fucking motorcycle.
Bruh, that good stuff, man. The pinnacle of Marvel movies.
Oh, also, Shang-Chi on the train or on the bus.
Man. Yeah, that's my favorite. Saddest superhero death from a superhero.
Oh my God, Logan by far, no question about it.
Ooh, over the Iron Man snap.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it.
No,
I knew that was gonna happen.
I'm not mad at it.
You know what I mean? I'm sorry, bro. I read the comic. I knew they was all gonna die. Oh, but I would say that Tom Holland Spider-Man dying was very close.
Bruh, I will never forget. Jay, I went to see that. Jay was bawling his eyes out, bro, in Infinity War. And I had to spoil it for him. I had to be like,
had to
look,
parent
man,
override.
Look, bro, he's going to come back. Are you sure? I'm like, Jay, yes, this is from a comic book. Everybody's going to come back. That got snapped.
That was like, tough. But look, do you remember the ending of Logan, bro?
Yeah, super sad. You know what? Logan is a great movie. I haven't seen it in a long time. I have to watch it.
That shit was sweet as fuck.
Very good movie. Boom. All right, man. So moving on. Last episode, we did our definitive top 10 manga anime characters. So we're gonna get into that. But before we get into that, do you think that every manga needs an anime adaptation for it to be important?
No, I think vice versa is true either. Or also,
yeah, same, man. I agree. I think they can exist as different entities, man. Like,
I think it should happen more often, to be honest.
I agree. I mean, look at perfect example, man. Look at Vagabond. You know what I'm saying? There's no anime for it, and it's, in my opinion, it's my favorite manga ever.
Is there a Cowboy Bebop manga?
No, there's no Cowboy Bebop manga. There's no Samurai Champloo manga.
There you go.
There are good anime that don't have a manga to go along with it. You know, same for manga without the anime.
Yep.
What is your favorite anime character archetype?
Well, you know, I kind of reject this question because I don't like archetypes in general. But if I'll play fair. I like the like. Okay, this one is funny to me, and I don't really relate to it personally, but I find them to be super entertaining. I don't know if it's my favorite, but off the top of my head, it's the one that comes to mind. Is like the super like energetic, like try hard ass nigga, like your Rock Lee's, your Ingenium from My Hero. my dude, Common Rider from Moomin Rider from fucking from One Punch Man. I just think that because it's just so funny to like see them niggas either succeed or fail. It's just so dramatic.
It's always dramatic,
and I think
always extreme.
One of my favorite thing. One of the things that I think anime does better than almost any other medium is
it's also hilarious as the way they police themselves too.
Right.
Like,
yeah. Right.
I failed, dog. I'm about to go run 6,000 miles.
Right. I'm going into exile and shit. I think that anime does a fantastic job of like illustrating comically dramatic moments. That's one of my favorite parts of anime, and that character you see it the most.
Yeah, that's true. I think my favorite. I definitely have a type. I'm a sucker for the cool teacher.
Oh yeah, duh.
That's my favorite. That's definitely my favorite character. Is like
that would probably be my second.
I love the cool teacher, man. The teacher that's not super old, not super young. The guy they've been there, done that, seen a lot of, seen everything, not up there with like the super old like master character, but like somewhere in between. You know what I'm saying? Those are always my favorite characters. Especially the ones that just seem like they don't care. You know what I mean? Yeah. They care. They just act like they don't. What's your least favorite character archetype?
Plenty. I hate the perv character. That needs to go away from anime in general. I hate women. I hate I hate girl characters specifically that are designed only to be a plot device for the boy antagonist.
Yeah. Or
the boy protagonist. Like, it's just like obviously super insulting to women, and it's also just a boring character. Like, who cares, man? Like,
yeah, and we're like still doing that too, like all the time.
This is not quite a character type, but this is a cliche that I can't stand, that we talk about all the time, where like the main character, the plot requires the main character to save the day when there are way more powerful people that are totally available that could do it, but they like have to wait for the main character for some reason.
Oh my goodness!
Like, I'll never forget. I can't remember exactly which arc it was. I think it was after the pain.
Oh no, it was the Katsuki suppression, where Kakashi goes with team with Shikamaru and them to get Hidan and Kaguzu, and they're like literally wait for Naruto to get there to like deliver the final blow.
What? I remember there was literally a scene.
I know that arc so well.
Dog, there was literally a scene where Sakura straight up says the only thing we could do now is wait for Naruto. But for fucking what? Why? All of the guys y'all got there are every bit as strong as him, if not stronger. Just kill this nigga right now. That shit was so annoying,
no, man,
bro.
He been working on this. He been working on that jutsu. He
stop.
Use it,
bro. No. What? Why? For what? What are we waiting on this nigga for? Get out of here.
Oh man, I love it. I love it. I think my least favorite is 100%. I cannot stand when main characters, protagonists, are like, they just force the crap out of a friendship with somebody who like hates them.
Yeah, that's whack.
Can't stand them.
That's like bad like advice for kids,
bro.
Like,
it is.
Fuck that bully. He's
I
piece of shit.
I always thought that. Like, it's. I think it's just weird. I don't like that.
Like, I know that like anime is for kids and it's supposed to have wholesome messages, but like, think about what you're telling your child. Like, hey, just like, and annoy the bully to death by trying to be friends with him so he can just continue to be a piece of crap to you. Like, no, fuck him,
bro.
Like, go tell the teacher or something. Like, go get an adult. He's a piece of crap,
adult, bro. He's a jerk. I agree, man. That bothers me. And then I also hate just the over the top jerk too.
Yeah,
can't stand like Bakugo. I know people like him. I can't stand him from My Hero. I mean, he's a little more tolerable now than he was in the beginning. But like, just a jerk.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just a loud, just a mean jerk, man. But all right, man, let's go. Let's get into it. top 10 personal top 10 favorite manga/anime characters list. Let's go. What you got?
I gotta find mine right quick.
All right.
Bet. All right, I got it. Okay. So I don't remember any of my honorable mentions, but somehow I didn't have Vegeta in my top 10. So
That's weird because he's like one of your favorite.
yeah, it's weird. But I couldn't. I mean, I did think about him, but I like some of these other guys better. So I guess he would be my number 11. Yeah.
No, I'm still shocked, but okay.
I think also there was part of me that was like not. I wanted to make sure I got all the main characters first, and I didn't rate. I didn't put him on the same level, and I probably should have. That was probably my fault. Whatever. I think I might have disrespected Vegeta a little bit, but I'm gonna stick to my guns for the sake of the list. Keep the integrity of the list together.
Disrespect.
Number 10, I had Senku from Dr. Stone. The reason why I like him is that that's like
people like Senku. I told you he was the
yeah.
When we did our list, it was crazy to me that Senku was the number one, had the most votes, had the most points for a character that didn't make the list. He was like right there.
I mean, I just think he's definitely
a different.
Yeah,
he almost acts like kind of the Deuteragonist character.
Right, but he's the main character. And he's also like capable as fuck. Right?
Yeah.
Like he's confident, he's a little bit of a jerk, but like and he's still like clever and enduring somehow, and he's ingratiating. He's just a unique character type, and I'm very like that's you don't see characters like that, and to me that gained him a lot of points. Another one, even though this anime is not really a shonen anime, but Kaneda from Akira, that was my number 9.
Love it, bruh. The manga,
yeah,
so good.
It's good. It's fucking high level as hell.
When I finished this, I started reading it in because the way that I've been reading Vagabond is the individual volumes are like impossible to find. They're super expensive. So they got Viz Media has like the big ones,
mm-hmm.
and there's where there's like 3 regular size volumes.
Yeah, that's how Akira manga is.
Yeah, and there's 12 of them, and I'm on number 12. But so basically, when I couldn't find one, I just started reading it online. But I have a lot of them, but ones I couldn't find it when I was so I ordered a couple off Amazon, and then the in between time when I would wait for them, I was reading the Akira manga, and bruh, it's so different,
completely,
and like,
much longer.
Yeah, like Kaneda, they literally were like fighting in a war.
Yeah,
and there's lots of drugs.
Oh yeah, no, them niggas are fucking like they're like gangsters, bro.
Well, yeah, like Tetsuo he was like addicted to pain pills,
yeah.
and then like the reason why he was taking the pain pills was because of his headaches.
His powers, yeah. It was like and he was already like living a wild ass life.
Yeah, he was, bro. It's some dark stuff in the book that's not in the movie.
Kaneda and his gang, them niggas was like. Yeah, they wasn't quite like criminals,
but they were still out here.
They was out here. They was on the road, bro. Them niggas was on the road, dog, for sure. And they represented like a whole culture of like fuck the authorities, fuck the adults, fuck you guys ruin our like future, so like fuck you, kinda. Which is like I feel you. Yeah, I feel you. So shout out to Kaneda, both versions. Number 8, Deku. Just a kind of a classic, pure-hearted character. Yeah, I mean he's a bit of a trope, but like I just like that he reminds me a lot of the young man from Demon Slayer whose name just escaped me. The main character's name is Tanjiro. Yeah, they feel like they would be brothers from or like alternate universe versions of each other.
Yeah, for sure.
And I like the character, man. I think if you're gonna do the trope, if you're gonna do the pure-hearted like Ash Ketchum archetype, then just do it well. And it's a well drawn, drawn out, well mapped out character. Number 7, I had L from Death Note. I was gonna do L and Light together as like a tandem, but
they both almost made the list too. The group one.
L is the better character though. Light is an interesting. I mean, it's one of the first times that we got like a protagonist that's actually the villain, kinda. And L is technically the antagonist, but he's like the hero. He's like the good guy, and just a funny character, super smart, like the classic like over the top, extra smart. There are a million protons in the atmosphere, ass like smart nigga, and I've sensed your presence because they've like changed in density type shit. Like one of those guys that are just like impossibly Sherlock Holmes smart. I'm really into characters like that as well, but if they're quirky, not if they're just smug, like that's annoying. Right. But like L was quirky and made it interesting. Unique, super unique character. I don't know that there's any character out there quite like L. Number 6, I had Jin from Samurai Champloo.
Let's go.
Obviously, top 2 or 3 or 4 GOAT swordsmen in all of anime history. We've talked about him enough. You already know what it is.
That's my guy.
Number 5, bro. One of the most well-rounded and just like competent and interesting main characters ever, bro. In the shonen genre, Yukihiro Soma, bro. Food Wars, dog.
Let's go.
He's just so like that's what you want your shonen main character to be, bro. I'm nice at this shit already. I'm not an idiot. I'm like, sure, I got to take my lumps and learn a couple of lessons, but I'm still nice out here, bro. Like, there's a reason why this show is my show. Like, get the fuck out of here. I got a little bit of swagger. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's an interesting, cool character. Shout out to Yukihiro Soma. Number 4, Baby Goku only. I know you didn't get to. You had to just have it as regular Goku.
Real quick, I want to know. I don't know if we've ever like actually talked about this. How did you feel about GT?
In retrospect, I don't think it was as bad as people thought. I kind of like it better than Super, to be honest. It was very took some really creative risks that I think people shitted on at the time. But like, dog, if you look at some of the decisions that they made in Super, which I didn't like that much, yeah. I thought GT was at least as good and in some ways better. Yeah,
more creative for sure. Some of the most like. There's some fan favorite stuff that came from GT, man.
Like, I don't know, bro. I'm sorry, dog. I think Dragon Ball. I think Super Saiyan Blue is fine. It looks cool. I like the
blue. Super Saiyan 4 color. Though.
Super Saiyan 4
that's
is
one of the sweetest
sweeter
looking.
Bro, that shit's sweeter than fucking Super Saiyan Blue. I'm sorry.
It is 100%.
It looks more natural. It looks like where you would go. Super Saiyan Blue. I thought that shit was a cop out.
I thought it was dumb when I first saw it. I was like, wait. Blue?
Like, come on.
Blue hair.
Like, let's do something new. Take a risk. It's not gonna fail. It's Dragon Ball Z.
Ball
what are we doing?
Bro, let's not forget when we got the internet and we typed in Super Saiyan 100, dog. Come on now.
Dog, yeah. Shout out to the early Wild Wild West of the internet. Fucking GeoCities ass.
Type it in. Ask Jeeves.
Right. So yeah, Baby Goku, obviously, I think that adult Goku, and even though I love Dragon Ball Z, Goku instantly became, it was very interesting because they made you root for him because he had all the sweet transformations, and they mastered the art of like him always coming right at the nick of time, and it's like, all right, I hate this nigga, but he is about to save the day, so I'm hype. But them dropping the ball on Gohan just was hard for me to forgive. So
it was, man, I agree.
And so like Baby Goku was just the shit, bro. Like young Baby Goku up till Teen Goku, he was funny. He had hands. He was like a pure-hearted kid. He just loved him. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't an idiot yet. He didn't hate his children yet.
Definitely.
Yeah.
One of the best kid characters.
He was just a sweet kid that could fight. Like what's not to like about that?
What more do you want?
Number 3, number 2, obviously. Number 3. I almost skipped the greatest swordsman in the history of anime. Fucking dog, Hiro Kitty Battle Sai. You
You
know what I'm saying? Himura Kenshin, Veroni Kenshin.
Let's go.
I did rewatch the Kenshin anime, and I was shocked at how bad the animation was for the first couple of episodes. But doesn't change anything. Still my favorite swordsman. He's not quite my favorite, so he's the best swordsman because I forgot that the guy number 2 also wields a sword, and that is Mugen from
what show is he from?
Samurai Champloo.
Samurai Champloo.
Dog, Mugen also is the guy who raps the intro. I don't care what nobody says. Shout out to Shingo too.
But you're not the only You're not the only guy who.
In my head,
you know how when you're a kid and like in your head canon, the wrestlers are singing their own theme songs. I know I'm not the only kid who thought.
Nah, it's definitely because he's like the first face that you see. He's like scratching his chin, like, "Oh, I'm about to spit this fucking."
I'm about to spit this sweet verse, bro. Like last week, me and you we're working on something. Wink, wink,
right?
Fans that are listening. But anyway, we were like kind of dissecting that Shingo 2's verse from Battle Cry, and he was
he could flat out
some
rap
rhymes in there.
That nigga was spitting fire,
lines in that verse, man.
Yeah. So yeah, no, that was shout out to Shingo 2, but that was actually Mugen that was rapping that verse.
It was actually Mugen.
And so then number 1, we already know Spike Spiegel. That's one of the greatest fictional characters ever.
Shout out to Spike, man. Spike blew the doors off of this list, and he was number 1 on the on the definitive group 1.
Yep. So that's my list: Shinku, Kaneda, Deku, L, Jin, Yukihiro, Soma, Baby Goku, Kenshin, Mugen, Spike.
Bang, boom. All right, let's go. I will say that before I get into my list, there's a lot of manga influence on here. And it throws my list off a little bit because if it were just anime, there's a couple characters that would make it that aren't gonna make it because of the manga, because of the manga being included, and because of that, I have to shout out. I can't believe this guy's not making this list. I had to make some tough decisions. Kenshin.
Oh.
Kenshin barely. He would be number 11. I also love Seijiro Hiko, who's his master. Genkai from Yu Yu Hakusho. I feel like she would also make this list. She doesn't make it either. Let's get into this top 10. Coming in at number 10, that's right, Maki Zenin from Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hey.
This is my new just favorite female anime character ever. Wait until Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 gets caught up. I love Maki so much. She's got one of the best revenge arcs ever in the manga. And this is just like, so I love Rock Lee, right? Another one of my, we talked about our favorite character archetypes earlier. Mm-hmm. Another one of my favorites, man, is the hard work horse, man, who doesn't have the powers, or who doesn't have the, you know what I'm saying? They just got hands.
Yeah.
And I love that character, man. And that's what Maki is. But I think they messed up with Rock Lee, man, and Naruto. Like he was that guy. He never got his moment.
Yeah.
Lost to Gaara. He fights Kimimaro and the fight is sweet, but Gaara has to come help him. Mm-hmm. And then even in Shippuden, bro, like I always felt that in Shippuden, the Mike Guy moment against Madara should have been Lee.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jujutsu Kaisen doesn't make that mistake with Maki.
Nice.
And if you read the manga or when you see the next season of the anime and you see her redemption arc and what she goes through and what she does, it's that character archetype done in the correct way. Like you can't have that type of character and not give them their moment, in my opinion. And she gets hers. So shout out to Maki.
Agreed.
Coming in at number 9, like you said, man, this is one of the best fictional characters of all time. Spike Spiegel. Love Cowboy Bebop. Bruce Lee, outer space, bounty hunter, great pilot. You know what I'm saying? Just one of the best characters ever, man. Love Spike. The movie too, man. Like if you go watch the show. You gotta watch the movie. The film has the better action Spike. You know what I mean? He fights a lot in the movie. So shout out to Spike. Coming in at number 8. One of my favorite anime. There's a lot of swords on here. One of my favorite anime swordsmen, man. That's Kyojuro Rengoku from Demon Slayer. This character, man, I loved him from the second I saw him in the manga, the movie, Mugen Train. Very sad that he is no longer around.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But, I mean, just in that short time, I think it's dope how Demon Slayer does the pillars, man. Like, there's no... You don't have to go through a lot, you know. They just kind of present them at their peak, and that's it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I like that about him. And Set Your Heart Ablaze, man. One of the sweetest fights ever with Akaza. And I think Rengoku really turned a lot of people on to Demon Slayer after that movie came out. So shout out to Rengoku. Coming in at number 7. I gotta go with my guy Naruto Uzumaki.
Hey.
I mean, look, man, Naruto annoyed me a lot in Shippuden, but I don't think I have to put him on the list. There's just not another character who's been with me through so many different stages of my life, and then like seeing him do the thing. He did the thing.
He did do the thing.
He did the thing he wanted to do, and seeing him as a Kage and Boruto makes that show worth it, man. Is dope. So yeah, Naruto at number 7. Coming in at number 6. Again, with the awesome teacher character, man. Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen coming in at number 6. Love this dude. He's like Kakashi on like power steroids. Cool teacher. But, you know, I saw somebody refer to him as like a powerless god, which I thought was really dope because that's what he is, man. This guy's got all the power in the world, but like anytime there was a situation where he needed to protect somebody that mattered, he couldn't do it. You know what I mean? So, and I love Gojo, man. Everything about him, his character design, his personality. He loves the youth, man. This guy, I love the master characters that really are all about preserving the next generation, and that's what Gojo is all about. Shout out to Gojo. Coming in at number 5, we got more swords. Shout out to Jin from Samurai Champloo. You already know how much I love Jin from Samurai Champloo.
Yes, sir.
My favorite character from my favorite anime. You know, I was getting into it with someone on the internet, which I shouldn't have been on the internet in the first place, right? That's what we always say.
What are you doing, bro?
I have no idea. This guy was just saying, like, talking about Jin, and he was just like, yeah, you know, imagine being so nice that your master wants to kill you. And I was like, well, his master didn't want to kill him. Jin, the government wanted to make him an assassin, and they knew that his teacher had passed on the secrets of the Mujushin style to him. They wanted him to be a government assassin. He didn't want to do it, and they basically forced his master to kill him, or they were going to kill him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Jin just kind of woke up and was like, killed him, and dead very quick. Jin killed him, and then that's kind of how he ended up being on the run. So, which remember I was talking to you about this a couple of days ago. It's just dope because he's like the last master of that style, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
In the world, pretty much, because his master died. So shout out to Jin. Coming in number 4, this is my guy, man. Another one of my favorite characters, my favorite show, Hir-O from Yu Yu Hakusho. Coming in at number 4. More swords. Hir-O is my favorite example of like the quiet introvert character. You know, just a loner. He's got another good story, man. I love Hir-O. He's got all my favorite fights in the show. And just, you know, character with the messed up backstory. And the MVP of the Dark Tournament, man.
I really feel like that character is who Sasuke thinks he is.
Yeah, like Hiei is definitely, and you know what the reason why is because like I love Sasuke too, but Sasuke is supposed to be that kind of introvert, like dark character, but he cares too much a little bit about like Hiei don't care. You know what I mean? He don't care, and he's also not above. Okay, here we go. Hiei doesn't care, but he's also he's not above like caring for his friends and like stepping up to protect other people. You know what I'm saying? It took Sasuke a long time to come around to. He was straight up.
Ego.
He was straight up tried to kill Sakura. So.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was tripping.
And just wanted to be Hokage just basically to spite Naruto.
Yeah, he was tripping. Coming in at number 3 though, this is where this manga influence is gonna start taking over. Miyamoto Musashi from Vagabond, man. Look, this the best manga ever. Miyamoto Musashi, best main character ever. His character, man, like I said, this is the best character development ever to me. Shout out to Zuko from Avatar. His is really good too. But and Vegeta, he's up there too. But this is just character development, amazing. He's a genius through like thinking. It's not like he's this super. He doesn't start off as this like master swordsman. Like he's just a kind of a beast, just a physical beast. You know what I mean? And he just has a lot of rage and a lot of hatred. But he's able to, through like trial and error and like his meetings with these like old masters and stuff like that, he's able to use his mind like in a way that just nobody else does, and that's what makes him so good. Is he's a genius, and he's just a master of learning and like interpreting these things, and that's what separates him from everybody. Like he thinks so much in the fights, you know what I'm saying? Like the way that he uses his mind is crazy. Coming in at number 2, and this is the big shocker, man. Kakashi from Naruto. Coming in at number 2, we got Kakashi. Kakashi's one of my favorite characters ever. You guys already know. I don't even got to talk about Kakashi. Got my favorite fight against Obito. My favorite character, my favorite anime character ever, hands down. Not even close. Like I said, my favorite character archetype, the cool teacher. Always puts the youth first, always trying to preserve the next generation. Love that. But my number 1 from the Vagabond manga, favorite manga / anime character, Sasaki Kojiro from the Vagabond manga. This character in this story is so amazing to me. Now, this story is like, it's a fictionalized tale of Miyamoto Musashi, right? But so in this book, Sasaki Kojiro is this character who he's deaf and he's mute, so he can't hear and he can't talk. And the way that this character is in this story is incredible. So it's kind of confusing when they first start telling the story, because they don't even give you, they just jump into a story about him from the time he's like a baby, and it just happens in the middle of the book. So you're kind of like, wait, I had to go back. I thought I like skipped some chapters or something on accident. But basically he washes up on this island. He's this guy named Kanamaki Jisai takes care of him. And basically one of his like top students sent him off because they were at war and they were trying to protect him. And Kanamaki gets him on this island, and at first he's trying to just kind of pawn him off on this family, and the mom breastfeeds him, and he's like, I don't need a kid, like, you know what I'm saying? And he's kind of old. But then he starts to like, he basically was a sword master who lived by the sword. He was a teacher, but then he raised a student that was stronger than him, and the student beat him, and it like ruined his life. And he lost all his reps, so he kind of was like living as a hermit, just kind of wanting to die. But when he got Kojiro as a baby, gave him some purpose. So he ends up raising him. And from the time Kojiro's like a baby, he sees him practicing with the sword, and he just like falls in love with the sword, and he carries it around and everything. It takes Kanamagi forever to realize that he's deaf and he can't hear. But anyway, Kojiro, man, amazing character. It's just like, I just think that everything that he is, he's like what Musashi, I think, aspires to be, but he can't. But not really. I don't think there's a difference in their like ability. They're just different. You know what I mean? Like Musashi he's like a mountain, but Kojiro is like that pure definition of like be water. Like he can't hear, so he doesn't have any outside noise. Everything he does is just like off instinct, and like he's just supernatural. Like even if you read the Vagabond story, I think you could say that he's actually more skilled with the sword than Musashi is. But Musashi is just such a genius that he is able to make up for that. You know what I mean? But it's like, see, Musashi, I think, wants to be that, but he thinks too much. And Kojiro doesn't think at all. He can't hear. So everything he does is just natural. Like I'm a big fan of like Chinese philosophy and the Tao, and I feel like he is like the example of that, like that Chinese philosophy, that be water, like no thoughts, everything natural. Like he's incapable of being distracted because he can't hear. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And he's my favorite character in Vagabond. So, boom.
That's a shocker.
Yeah, man. So he's my favorite character in Vagabond. And based off of this manga, he's one of my favorite characters ever. So that's my list, man. Couple shockers in there. Number 10, Maki from Jujutsu Kaisen. Number 9, Spike Spiegel. Number 8, Rengoku from Demon Slayer. Number 7, Naruto. Number 6, Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Number 5, Jin from Samurai Champloo. 4, Hiei. 3, Miyamoto Musashi from Vagabond. 2, Kakashi from Naruto. But my new number 1, the sweetest, just example of be water, man. Sasaki Kojiro from the Vagabond manga. Bang! Episode 116 in the books. We'll catch y'all next week. Hopefully we get my brother on here. We purposely skipped Moon Knight so we could get him on here to talk about Moon Knight. But that's it, man. Thank y'all for listening. Peace.